So let me tell you guys about the time that I got finessed. Now, for those of you who don't know what finesse means, but essentially bamboozled, hoodshanked, hoodwinked, just conned. Conned is a great word if you don't know what finesse. Finesse and conned are pretty much the same thing. So I pretty much got conned out of AirPods. So a little backstory. I started working at the company that I've been working at for the past 2 years. 2 years ago, I was in grad school, so I was going to grad school full time. I would work this 6 to 2:30, and then I would drive over to campus and be in class from 4 to about, depending on the class, 4 to 6, 4 to 7. So I had this coworker that was showing me the ropes. She was nice. She seemed like down to earth. She was pretty friendly. She was also Black, so I thought that was pretty cool too. And so she was showing me the ropes, and there was some premonition or like sprinkling of like what could have potentially happened to me when there was a time where she was trying to buy a new car. I don't know what had happened to her previous car. She has a husband and kids, and I don't know what happened to her previous car. But that was before I met her, so I don't know. But I know she was trying to get a car, and there's all this thing about like income, making a certain amount of money versus debt, all these other things when it came to her car buying process, and she was just having a really hard time. So she has a friend, and this is super illegal, so don't do this. Yeah, don't do this. But she has a friend that like worked in HR and did something with payroll, so she got the friend to create a payroll thing for her, for our company, so that she could present that to I don't remember. I think it was called drive time or drive through. It's called drive something, but it's similar to Carvana, which is what I use to purchase my vehicle, but I think it's called drive time. But they needed proof of like income that she could make the payments, and she said she made enough, but she makes money, but she didn't make enough to qualify for to show proof of income for the type of car she wanted to purchase. I don't remember what she wanted to purchase, but I just knew she didn't have our pay stubs just didn't reflect that for her. So she got her friend that worked at a different company in HR to create this payroll thing as if it looked like it was our company's thing. Mind you, I'm finding this out after the fact, so I'm just looking at her like, girl, okay. So I found this out after the fact, and I'm just like, yikes, okay. But she ends up doing it, and I don't know why she didn't go through with drive time. But I had just gotten my car through Carvana, like right before I don't know if it wasn't right before I started, but I had, I explained her my process, and I could give her a referral. I give her the referral that gives her money off. So I gave her a referral, whatever. Cool. I don't remember who she ended up going with to get her car. I think she actually ended up going back to drive time. I don't know if her payroll stubs didn't work with Carvana. But I can tell you also about the Carvana. I can tell you in another video about the Carvana experience for me, the buying. That's a story in itself, because one thing about me, I like to ruin things. It's just me being like naturally curious. Like I tend to ruin things, and I'll do a story on that. But anyways, so fast forward to like a year later, I moved to a different apartment, and I had these AirPods, and this is pre-COVID. Had these AirPods and ended up trying to I was moving, and I went out with my friends, and then for whatever reason in the morning, like I had stuff all over the place because I just moved in, and so I was just slowly unpacking, and in the morning I couldn't find my AirPods. I didn't know where they went. We were in an Uber, so I called the Uber. Like I got in contact with the Uber driver to see if maybe he knew where they were. He didn't know. I called the restaurant to see if they found it, and they were like, no, we don't have them. I'm like, well, I probably wouldn't turn in AirPods anyway. So I was just like, you know what? I loved the AirPods. I liked it. I was just like, you know what? I'll just go to Verizon, put it on my account for Verizon, and then when the bill comes, I'll just pay it off. So I went to Verizon. I got the AirPods, and literally, I didn't open them. I had unwrapped the box, but I did not open them. And I didn't unwrap the box. I didn't open them, and then I went over to start. I did not open them, but I put them down, and I went to go unpack this like blue bag that I just threw stuff in, and what was in there were my AirPods, and I was like, bruh, sis, yo, AirPods have been here this whole time. Oh, and for whatever reason, I don't know if anybody else has this issue, but when I did find my iPhone back in the day, or back when this was happening, Find My iPhone doesn't work when it's for your case, when your AirPods are in your case. It only works for the case sometimes, or when it's your AirPods, your actual AirPods themselves are missing. So for me, I was just like, bruh, like, You mean to tell me that these AirPods that I just went and replaced are sitting right here in this bag, that if I had unpacked it or had like made an effort to unpack quicker, I probably would have found them. I guess when I came home last night, and the bag was close to like, it was in my room and it was kind of close to like where I had been like moving things around. So I must have just randomly threw them there. And I'm the queen of dropping things and not remembering where they are or losing things. So it's not even shocking to me that I did that. So, you know, I have this little group chat, or like, I don't know if it's a group. It's not a group chat. I would say it's like a Teams chat. Or maybe it was a group. I don't remember. I know I have a group chat with them, but I also have like Teams chat with them. And so we were talking there all the time. And I was like, guys, guess what? I just found these AirPods that I lost, that I thought I lost. And now literally the day before, I just went to Verizon and got a new ones. Like, I'm probably just gonna take them back over the weekend. Then I get a message from my coworker, and then she was like, "Hey, my daughter's son, one of them was like, they've been looking for AirPods, so if instead of taking them back to Verizon, I could just sell them to her." I was like, okay, sure, fine. I already have them. We can. She was like, she had been out on leave, so she was like, I get paid this day. Obviously, I know when she gets paid, so she's like, I can give you half now. Or first she said either half now and then half later, or I can come pick it up, and then we can do like a payment arrangement. Stupid. I'm stupid. I was stupid. I'm telling you now. I knew better. I've been taught better. So I was just like, sure, and I think looking back, like that was the weekend. Another reason why I wanted the AirPods is I was in a grad program where I picked the second year we get to pick what you want to do. So my second year, I decided to do forensic medicine, and they don't teach it at the campus here in Georgia. They teach it in the main campus in Philadelphia. So I would go to class one weekend out the month. I would go to Philly for class one weekend every month, and then the rest of the week I didn't have to. The rest of the month I did not have to be in class. I didn't have to do anything. So I was like, that was my first time going up there, and this was in August. Yeah, so this was August 2019. 2019? Yeah, August 2019. So that was my first time doing that. So I was prepping to go, like I was getting ready to do all these things. So I was like, yeah. Like, because I'm flying out on Friday. She's like, oh, I don't live far from, she's like, where do you live? I told her where I live. She's like, oh, I don't live far from you. I can just swing by and pick them up. And I was just like, stupid. First mistake. If I knew I was going to be getting finesse, obviously, if I knew I was going to be getting finesse, I wouldn't have done it, right? But I should have at least gotten half the money up front before she could even pick it up. But, me being stupid and a little, okay, I keep calling myself stupid. I won't say I was stupid. I would just say I was naive. This is the coworker that had been helping me out. We have a group chat. We have a Teams chat. So we're always chit-chatting. Your coworkers are not your friends. Your coworkers are not your friends. Your coworkers. And, if you build a friendship to the point where, when you leave the company, y'all are still cool, that's different. But your coworkers are not your friends, okay? So this lady came with her daughter, pulled up to my apartment. I gave her the AirPods, and she was like, okay. She had told me, like, okay, I'm going to pay you $75, because they were like $150 through Verizon. I don't remember how much I lowered the price to give them to her, but I think essentially, well, maybe I didn't, because I think she said she was going to do $75 when we got paid, which I think was a week or two following when I gave it to her, and then $75 the next paycheck, which obviously I know when we get paid. So I was like, okay, cool, like, oh, great, bounced. And second mistake, maybe I should have either met her at her house, so I have no idea where she lives, met her at her house, or met somewhere like local. But my first biggest mistake was not taking the money, at least half of the money, if not all the money, but at least taking half of the money, like requiring that before she even gets it, before she even was able to have the AirPods. So the first paycheck comes where she's supposed to be due, and I'm like, okay, she's a grown woman with kids, like, she knows when things are due. I shouldn't have to remind her, right? Not thinking anything. So the paycheck comes, I don't hear anything. Friday, don't hear anything. Saturday, don't hear anything. Monday, don't hear anything. So Tuesday, I hit her up and I was like, hey, I haven't gotten your $75 yet. And prior to this, I'd already given her my Cash App and Venmo. So I didn't see it. Like, is there are you good? Da da da. She was like, oh, I thought I sent it. Da 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 da. I was just like, okay, we'll see, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait a week. Waited a week, nothing. So I reached out, I was like, hey, you know, I still haven't received your payment. Like, are you sure you sent it? Like, you know, blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh, my husband sent it. I think he's the one that was supposed to have sent it. Like, let me follow up with him. Nothing. I was like, all right, girl. Now we're hitting another paycheck. So your extra $75 is now due, you know? So paycheck comes, da 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 da, nothing, hear nothing, hear nothing, hear nothing. So I'm like, hey, like, another $75, you know, here's the paycheck. She's like, oh, my husband. And then apparently there's something wrong with my Cash App. So apparently, like, I need to sit here and, like, I needed to call Cash App. I've been trying to get the money. Excuse. I don't remember what she said, but just excuse. And so, you know, you fooled me the first time. You fooled me the second time. This third time, I'm now asking you, like, all right, let's see. Okay, I said, okay, since you sent it through Cash App or your husband sent it, can you send me the identifier? You know how, like, when you send money through Cash App, there's like a little identifier saying like, oh, this is it's like essentially like a confirmation code. So I was like, hey, just send it to me. I can also reach out to Cash App since you're trying to get this resolved. Maybe there's something maybe it's on my side. Maybe for whatever reason it's not reaching me, but you're sending it. Let's see. Since you claim you're sending it, give me the identifier. Silent. So mind you, that was the end of August. So at this point, we're in the end of September. And I'm like, bruh. Now this has now come up on my bill for Verizon. So now I still have to pay this $150 because I did not give the AirPods back. So now it's like my regular bill plus the $150. So now we're at the end of September, hitting October. I'm like, hey, like, do you want to do 20 a week? Like, is there something that you can do? Because at this point, like, I've just paid $150 for AirPods that I don't even have anymore. They're not in my possession. So, like, what do you plan on doing? Like, I can meet you somewhere. If you want to do cash, if you want to do Venmo, if you want to do Zelle, like, you just let me know. But I just had to now pay $150 for AirPods I don't even have anymore. And she's like, yeah, I'm really sorry. It's just that, you know, this and that and this and that. And then my husband this and me this and working, da 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 da. I'm just like, if you couldn't afford the AirPods, don't take the AirPods. But I'm, again, being naive. I'm like, oh, this is a lady with a husband and kids. Like, they got 2 incomes. Like, both, little did I know. And that's no offense to anybody. If you can't afford the AirPods, like, da 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 da, that's fine, but do not take things if you can't afford them. That's the moral and lesson of this story. So she kept running, and I'm like, the fact that I have to keep chasing you to pay this is like ridiculous to me. But you know, for me, it's like, okay, girl, you knew better. You've been taught better. You've been raised better. Like, why would you give this woman your AirPods? Why would you give somebody AirPods or anything without at least requesting some of the money up front? Because then at least that's $75 that would have went towards these AirPods before she could have even touched them. So I reached out to like friends. I hadn't told our other mutual coworkers because I just didn't want to involve them in my business. So I reached out to friends and I was just like, I don't know what to do because clearly like I'm not getting this money. And like I don't know what to do because I still just had to pay $150. I'm gonna have to eat this L, but I would have liked at least something. So somebody gave me the suggestion. They were just like, ask for the AirPods back. Like you can and I was like, oh, you know what? Because this has happened to me before in the sense of I lost my left AirPod a long time ago, one time, and I thought I had lost it. I didn't actually lose it, but I went to Apple. I paid like $70. I think it was like $70 is what I had to pay for one to get it back. Only for me to come back. For whatever reason, I put my hand in my robe pocket, and there's the AirPod. So I ended up selling. I tried to give it back to Apple. They were like AirPods are technically considered parts, so we don't take back AirPods. So I was like, bruh. So I ended up selling that AirPod. I think I paid $70. Something like that, but I just dropped the price like $10, $15 and sold it on eBay. Somebody bought it, and you know I put like, hey, it's fine. It's just I don't need it anymore. What am I about to do with an extra left AirPod? So I was like, okay. So somebody was like, just sell. I was like, you know, I could just do the same thing that I did last time. I can just get these AirPods, clean them up, put it on eBay, and, you know, just drop the price. As long as they're working fine, drop the price, sell it, you know. At least I get, even if I only sold it for like $100, that's still $100. So around mid-October, I was like, hey, you know, at this point, you know, you don't even have to pay for them. If you could just give them back to me and I'll resell them myself, we can just move on. And of course, oh, my son lost one of the AirPods, so that's not even going to be possible. And I'm just like, ooh, girl. I learned my lesson this time, because when somebody really don't want to pay you, they really will not pay you. They will give you every excuse. And remember, she knows where I live. I have no idea where she lives, because I was like, what are my options now? And I'm like, no, she need to pay for these AirPods. Like, I wasn't sure how I was gonna do it, but I actually was gonna. I know it sounds stupid, but I was gonna file a small claim in court, because I was like, look, at this point, you're playing games, and we work together, so we're still having to like communicate with work things, like, and this lingering thing was over me. But then guess what? COVID happened. So that's what ended up saving her, was COVID. But she was about to get a little small claim. I mean, if she couldn't afford $150 AirPods, I probably would still, even with the court mandate, I probably wouldn't have been able to get that money back. But at least now, you know, I learned my lesson. I will never, ever, ever, if somebody wants to buy something off of me, unless it's like through a reputable source like Poshmark or eBay, something like that. Somebody wants to buy something from me moving forward, like a friend or a person, I need the money up front. I need either the full amount, half the amount, but you know what? Actually, bump that. I need the full amount. You either need to pay it all, or nah, it can wait, you know, you can wait. You can wait, I can wait. There's no rush. Like, but that's the time that I got finessed by my coworker out of AirPods. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you guys like these stories, I will continue to tell you more. Anybody that knows me knows my life is, I try not to be a dramatic, but my life is crazy. Like, I have stories for days about just things that have happened to me and experiences and all kinds of story times I would love to share with you guys if you enjoy these. So please like and subscribe, share if you can. If you can relate, please drop a comment below. You know, tell me about your experience. If something similar has happened to you, you know, I can laugh about it now. I can talk about it now. At the time, it was not funny, but now it's okay. So hope you guys have a great week, and talk to you later.